Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here we are with another video for today, and today we're going to be doing the front and rear brake pads and rotors and brake shoes for the emergency brake on the 2009 ML350. So without further ado, let's get started with the video right now. All right, guys. So what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be first jacking up the car, after we jack up the car, I'm going to do the rear brakes first, just because it's probably going to be the hardest for me. So I'd rather just do it, knock it out, and then the front ones are actually very, very easy to do. So I'm going to jack up the rear now and secure it with jack stands, and then we'll get started with taking the wheel off and then the brakes and everything else. So for the Mercedes, it's 17mm bolts to get the lugs off. So wheel should come off with no problems. So we're going to take the wheel off. Perfect. Okay. I'm a little afraid for what I'm seeing here. Okay, so there's already a lot of rust and stuff on this wheel, a lot of corrosion. I'm gonna wire brush that before we put it back on the car though. And I have a jack stand holding the front of the car too, so. Okay, I guess the best place would be the muffler, so I don't have much room here. So, okay, so now we have the rotor, and now I'm really afraid because there should be a rubber boot here, but there isn't. So that's concern number one, which means that all the weathering and dirt is going into the adjuster screw. Pry this back and clip out, as you see here, like that. Same thing on the bottom. Perfect. Done. Now, on the back of this, on the back of the caliper, to take the caliper off, there's a little trick that you should do to make it a little less hard for you. Push against the rotor and pry back. So now the caliper is nice and loose, but we still got to take those screws out. So the screws is actually, I had to go out and get these because apparently Mercedes does a weird combo for hexes. They use odd numbers. Usually it's even. And it was hard to find this kit. Shout out to Home Depot, they had it. But I went to like a couple places, and a lot of the kits, I wanted a socket kit to make it easy. But apparently, a lot of these kits start like with 10mm, and then they go down, and they just go to 8. They skip 9. So I need a 9mm for the fronts. But for the rears, I just need 7. So I'm gonna grab the 7mm here. I'm gonna take those 2 caliper bolts out. Hopefully it just comes right out, because like I said, also there's some dust covers back here too. So I would grab a pick tool, which I have. You can take them off with your hand. You can use a flathead screwdriver, which I have right here. Less tools the better. And they come right out. As soon as you pry them, it comes right out. Looks just like that. Oh, thank God, it comes right off. See, this is why I wanted the socket, because then I could just do that. But of course, no one, at least where I live anywhere, no one has a 9mm, and these are just coming off with ease. So that was the first issue that I thought I was gonna have. But as long as you got the dust boots in here, then you should be good. So this will take me a little while. And then once we put everything back, I'm gonna wire brush everything, clean everything up, use part cleaner. All right, so I ended up getting the caliper off. I got the pins out. I'm gonna re-grease those in a minute. Sorry, you guys can't see that. So I got this hanger tool here that hangs on, you know, so you don't put too much slack, just let the caliper dangle. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to recess this piston back in, and I have a ratchet tool for that, which is actually pretty cool. You can leave it with the piston in or not. I mean, with the caliper in. The calipers weren't bad. If you look at it here, the calipers, the pads weren't bad. There's still a lot of life left, but these rotors are definitely shot. So since I have all the stuff here, I might as well go ahead and replace it. Now, another thing that I thought was that these had sensors in the rear, but they don't. So I think these are just for the front wheels. I think these are just for the front wheels. So the sensors are just for the front wheels. So we'll go ahead and switch that out. But what I'm mainly concerned about, there's a lot of rust on this rotor, but we're going to be replacing it all out. And one of the things that I'm a little worried about is that said screw. But I already rubbed everything down, or not rubbed everything down, but I already blasted everything down with PV blasters. You can see it's a little dripping right there on the floor. But once we do that, it's a T30, and just turn it and hope for the best. I am going to hit it with a hammer first before doing everything. So once we do that and see if everything was willing to come off, and then that'll be it. Like I said, I just shocked this with a hammer, and this T30 screw right here is what I really hope comes out. I'm optimistic because the 18mm bolts that went to hold the carrier on had anti-seize on them. So these rear rotors were replaced at some point in time, and I can get them off without using any tools. So hopefully, see if we can get it in there without stripping it, and then see if it wants to. Oh my God, yes. Yes. This is a good day, a great day. So the screw came out, and it also had anti-seize on it, which is thank you previous owner for that. So now see if we can get this. It's gonna sound loud for a minute, guys, so bear with me. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Okay. So, all right. So the reason why I'm changing the shoes, oh yeah, the shoes are done. The reason why I'm changing the shoes, well, the shoes barely look new, actually. Oh no, most of the material is gone. Because remember, if you looked at one of the previous episodes with this car, what ended up happening was I lost brakes, and then I had to drag the car on e-brakes all the way home. So I'm going to compare these to my new shoes, and I don't even think we need to change. I really don't think we need to change the hardware, because the hardware looks fairly new too. So whoever had this car previously definitely went about doing it the correct way. So I mean, I don't know if I should mess with it or not, but I'm going to look at the new ones and just see and compare, and I'll be right with you guys because I want you guys to see it too. All right, guys, so here's the old shoes and here's the new ones. So I got two sets here, obviously. The flat ones go on the top, so I'm just going to lay this. Oh no, this part needs to go on the bottom. Wait a minute. I think these both are the bottom. The one that's got the little, oh, they both have them. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so this one will orientate like this, and I just want to see what the difference would be. And there's not much of a difference here. I mean, really there isn't, to be completely honest with you. I mean, for my peace of mind, I'm gonna go ahead and replace them just because I know I did it. I bought new hardware, but I don't think that needs to be replaced here because it all looks new. Like, it all looks like someone's been in here before and did it. There's anti-seize on this. All the screws came out really easily. The threads look clean. So I'm gonna go ahead. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna replace the shoes anyway, just for my peace of mind. I'm not gonna replace. I'm gonna use the existing hardware because It's not rusted and it all looks good from what I can see. And yeah, I'm gonna keep the set screws. They look in really good shape. A lot of brake material has been, you know, obviously worn from it, but not worn down. I think it's just got to the point where this is just a smooth surface. And what I mean by that is that, like, let's say if you ride your brakes, you'll glaze the brakes over. Same thing here. This holds the car. Like, I know on an incline or on a decline, when I put the e-brake on, the car still rolls back to the transmission pawl. So I know these aren't doing their job, or they may just need to be adjusted. But I'm gonna replace them. I'm here. I already took everything off. I'm just gonna replace them, and then I know I'll have a peace of mind of having, you know, new brake shoes and new rotors and pads, and then we'll all be good to go. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys I didn't mention was this tool. I actually use this. This is a tool spreader for the calipers. You put it in, you actually can spread the caliper while doing a wrench. I love socket wrenches. I think they're great. I think they make a tool like this is pretty cool. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I got it from Amazon, so I will put that link in the description down below. You can buy this for yourself, and this is universal. It works for any cars. If it works for your Mercedes, it'll work for your Toyota, Honda, anything. A Hyundai. I think this will be a really good tool for you guys to have. And I know for the front calipers on all cars, they're kind of like this. Also, I'll give you the link where I bought these. These are like little hangers for the calipers, so you're not just resting them on the brake line. And this car is old, so I don't want to crack the brake line. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start using. I have needle nose pliers to pull out the old hardware and pull out set screws, and then we should be good to go. So I will do that now. All right, so now I just PB blasting not PB blasting, excuse me. I'm just hitting everything with the parts cleaner, cleaning everything up. Just blasting everything, making sure everything is loose. There was anti-seize in here too, so this is in good shape. So I will close this back up, and you just basically turn the dial. I'm just turning it in and out accordingly. And then I'm obviously gonna just clean this just a little bit. I don't want any, actually I'm gonna close it completely, tighten everything up so it doesn't come apart. And see if I could just clean the exterior of this. Cool. Done. Something to wipe this off with. And then now pretty much it's just a matter of assembling everything back together into the car. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. Put the top one in first. Cool. Yep, and the other side goes in. It's just a pain, but once you get it in, like that, I'm gonna turn it. Boom. Now that is in place. Now you need the adjuster, which is this guy right here, which we already knew is lubricated. So we're gonna leave that alone. Then we're gonna put the adjuster back in. I think it was like this. Yep, just like that. And then we will okay, so now we can just do this side goes like that. Close these as much as you can, like so. There we go. been in the springs. Wait, where do those springs go? That is a great question. Oh, these springs go here, and these go here. Brings them in together. So the next thing that we need to do, for the rears anyway, is, like I said, we're going to use the new springs. The shorter one, which is this, goes on the bottom. Now I got the two new ones for that because they look the same. The top ones, however, the top ones, which is the long ones that go here, they're not the same. So I'm not going to use those on the bottom. I just want to make sure that the adjuster pieces last, and then we can adjust accordingly. But like I said, we'll just put in place. That's right. Let me try one of the other ones first, this, and get that on. Okay, this is gonna take some fighting, but I'm here for it, right? We're here for it. And I would say when you're doing this, bring it down towards you because you have more leverage, in my opinion. You have more leverage to pull than to push, than to pull up. You have more leverage to pull down. So I'm just trying to, I cannot get this to save my life. To work with me here. Just work with me. That's all I'm asking for. So let's try the bottom one first. Because I feel like if I can get the bottom one, because the bottom one, I don't know. Listen guys, I'm trying my best here. All right, I'm working it. Same way with you. Same way I'm working it here. So just, there we go. Got it. Cool. Guys, I ain't gonna lie, this is fighting with me a little bit. Just bear with me. I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying. Alright, guys, so we got the springs on, we got the emergency brake on this side in, we have the new shoes on, and now it's time to put everything back. So now we're going to install the rotor first. So here's a brand new rotor from FCP Euro. It has a lip, has everything on the inside here, and it's going to just mark up. I'm just got to like level it exactly. I'll put it on exactly the way where this access hole can see the tensioner for the thing. So now, as you can see, it's very, very hard to get these, it's very, very difficult to get these, whatchamacallits on, the rotor over these shoes, because the shoes are extended out. So, first things first, I'll gently lay my rotor down where it's not on the ground, and we have to loosen tension. So we have to loosen tension off of this. So give me a minute here. It's weird, I mean, got it. So see, the whatchamacallit is going down again. So now I don't want it to rub, because the e-brake will extend those out and push those out, you know. So I'm just gonna take tension off of this. that should be a little bit better. Let's grab our rotor. Let's try this again. Still can't get it on. Interesting. Centered up. The hole is in the right place for the tensioner, but I'm rubbing on the bottom here. So this is not straight, or this is not the same size rotor, which it is because I checked that. So there's got to be something wrong with one of these shoes on the bottom. Let's try that one more time. That's weird that won't go on. Yeah, this rotor's not going on at all. Okay. Alright guys, so now after some troubleshooting, there's a lip that these need to sit on here, and then the rotor can go on. And then also you're gonna know that the rotors that you do get are left and right difference, because for some reason the holes didn't line up, but now the holes line up with no problems at all. I can see the adjuster. Yeah, I can see the adjuster from here. All the holes line up. So now we're at the point where we're gonna put all the hardware back together. I'm looking for the set screw now. Like I said, it already has Loctite. Gonna get out T30. Gonna pop this back in place like so. Be careful not to strip these. And make sure that the screw is going in without cross threading. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Okay, just do it to where it's snug, like that. Perfect. All right, now it is time to get our pads on, right? So we'll do the pads last. First, now we need to do the caliper brackets. Shout out to the previous owner. They used anti-seize on these, which is great. Before I do that though, I'm going to take the caliper bracket, which is right here. It's look a little crusty, and I'm going to sand off the sliders, so it bolts on the back like this over, and the rotors, the calipers glide over. So we're just gonna sand these down real quick. Yeah, when you're doing this job, I definitely suggest you get like some wire brushes or something to clean it all up. All right, and the bottom part, or the top part, what was it? Yeah, that was the top that I just did. Oh, I'm just gonna do the bottom that I just did, so. Do this part. See all this rust coming off, guys? We're gonna grease this up too, so we're gonna put grease on everything. Once we reassemble it, and the parking brake should work, everything should be fine. As you can see, you know that it's fine because the rotor is going to be turning, but when it's locked, it should stay in place. And if not, I can always readjust them later. But the most important thing is we have brakes. So, but the way that works, I already got the cable, no adjustment there of the cable, the adjustment somewhere else. These shoes are adjusted for sure. So here, this got some hella brake pads, OEM, you know. Keep it OEM. So, and I do have some grease that we need to get as well. Important that you do not, and I repeat, do not get any grease on the rotor or on the inside of the pads, because that can lead to potential issues of you trying to stop and not being able to. So just be careful with that. Crazy. Just, you know, make sure all the, like that, they're clean now. Just, you know, just make sure that they're clean. And then the next thing that we're going to do is that we are going to put the pads in the caliper. But like I said, we grinded this stuff out here. So we're also going to put that stuff, this stuff, again, FCP Euro, I got this from there. Put some of that stuff in here in the guide so that it can glide. Inner and outer of this. There we go. Okay. And the inner part of this pad, so the inner pad can glide. I'll just do the same thing there. Bring your caliper with you. Okay. And then since, like I said, we use that tool, you could just simply, goes in this way, like that. And you just start with one side, you kind of clip it in place. It's kind of difficult, it's kind of annoying, but Mercedes really wants to make sure that we are the Germans. We want to make sure you get the brake pad into brake caliper with no issues. So there we go. So we got that one. I'm gonna put that one on like this, just like that. And well, actually, you just bring this over, and we just there we go. We will get the guide pins now, and we will put each one of those in place. But before we do that, you know what we're gonna do? You already know, people. We're gonna grease them. Good old grease. We're gonna grease them up like so. You don't have to go crazy. I mean, I just went crazy, but you don't have to do crazy. All right, so that's pretty much it with this part. And then we will go ahead, clean everything up, and then we'll put the wheel back on, and then the rear brakes are done. So this is pretty much good to go. Like I said, I just gotta get these threaded in here. There we go. And then we'll be good to go. All right, guys, so now we're gonna be doing the front ones. So it's already the end of the day. I learned a lot. I was learning as I go. I mean, I've seen a couple videos on how to do this, but so I'm gonna show you the front brakes, and then the other side I'm gonna just knock out real quick with some music. You guys are not gonna see that, but like I said, I'm gonna show you the rear first, because that's the hardest one to do. The front ones are actually pretty self-explanatory. Watch this go completely wrong because I just jinxed myself. So I'm gonna jack it up. Jack up the front now. You guys know the drill. Literally take a drill, and we will take these 17s off. It's gonna make a lot of noise. Sorry, neighbors. There we go. Wheel took a little more effort, a little effort to get off, just a little. Okay. Ooh. And we're gonna pry this off. I'm not worrying about these because I actually got replacements, because these look really old and crusty. Push and pull. Got the top, got the bottom one, and then the top one just comes right off. All right. Don't worry about those. I actually have replacements for those, like I said. Now we're gonna do the same thing like we did in the rear. There's two caps that we're gonna pull off. Again, these are rubber. Use a pick, you can use your hand. I'm just using a little bit of flathead screwdriver. Oh God. And we're gonna do the bottom one. Now, like I said, it may be a little easy. One, the rears. Usually people don't replace the rears before the fronts. So the fact that the rears were easy to come off gives me a lot of hopes for this. Now, like I said, I'm going to do the same thing here like I did for the front, like for the rear. I'm going to spray everything with PB Blaster right now. Okay, and then the hub as well. And underneath. That might have been a little too much. Rear caliper bolts were 7 mil. The front ones were 9. Good luck trying to find a 9mm, a 9mm hex at a local store. It is actually very difficult. I mean, I found them at Home Depot, but it wasn't easy at all. So I'm kind of shocked for the most part, but it is okay. It is. We are gonna, ow. All right, so we're gonna hang up. I don't know if I have enough space, but we're gonna make it work. This caliper. There we go. Yeah. So I don't think my ML came with. Let me see something. No. There's no. So there would be a sensor plug here, and then I could just plug it up, but it doesn't look like there is one on this car. I mean, yay for me. I'll take a win when I can get it, because that is a lot easier for me to deal with, not have to deal with. So I don't have sensors on this car at all. Now, I don't have a 21mm socket, regular one, but I have one for my impact. So hopefully this works. So it's not working as good as I want. So just gonna first not let that fall. Second, no, that one's not coming off either. All right. So, maybe I can put it with an impact and hit it with an impact. Maybe. I think I have enough room in here to get. Yep, I do actually. Make my life. Work harder, people, not smarter. No, work smarter, people, not harder. So I'm going to get my impact gun and then get this off, and hopefully it's enough space where I think it is. 21 mil. Start the bottom one first. All right, that did not work. All right, guys, so it is a new day with this brake job. I did not, obviously, if you saw me struggling, I was. Rear brakes, no problem. Got the rear brakes done, no problem, because someone recently did the rear brakes where everything was able to come off easy. The person who did the brakes last time on this car, I don't know who it was, I bought it from a private seller, used anti-seize on the bolts, so everything came off easy. However, when it came to taking the front calipers off, no problem. But for the rotors, I couldn't get the brake caliper off. I mean, the brake caliper bracket off at all. Like, it's seized on there. So I need some assistance. So I'm actually at my buddy Alex's shop, Gran Turismo in Queens, New York. And he's going to help me figure that out. But also, I stopped the brake job for another reason, an alarming reason, a reasoning of where there was a big issue, and it's a safety issue where I'm going to show you guys today in this part. I mean, I'm going to show you in this clip what it is that I found and what are we going to do to fix it, because we can't drive around like that anymore. Me now knowing that I have to fix it, I have to spend the money and repair it. So let me go into the shop right here. I'm already here. I'm going to bring the car in, and then, you know, they'll get started. So let's go. So ironically, since I have my ML here, and we know that there's broken springs in the rear, there's another ML right here that literally just pulled up for another issue. And I actually can see these are both ML350s. They're both 4MATIC. And I actually noticed the height on this one is a lot different than the height on my car. So I know on the sports models, they may have different suspension, and I don't, in terms of height, I don't know, but like that clearance versus that clearance, it's a big difference. So we're definitely going to be changing the springs out. Now, what I do have here, don't mind the mess, I actually have new insulators from Mercedes-Benz. Gotta love the trains. All right. So the part number for these is A16432000056. And these are insulators that go, isolators that go on the top for the spring. And we also have Bilstein shocks. Part number 36-165599. So we got new springs for the rear. Bilstein shocks, as you can see, right? Bilstein springs. We don't need the shocks are fine, but we needed replacements because the springs are broken in the back. So we got new springs, and shout out to FCP Euro. I got all these parts from them as usual. They got it within like a couple of days. They're located in Connecticut. I was out of Maryland, and now I'm in New York. So I ordered them on a Sunday night. I got them on Tuesday. So I paid a little extra for the shipping to get it here quickly, but they were supposed to be there by Wednesday. Got there a day early, which was great. So I can't wait to see what the new ride height's gonna be, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna ride because it actually rode well already. I love the trains. I love the trains. So I'm actually shocked. I'm curious to see how the car is going to ride after it has new springs and insulators. And the reason why I asked that is, why I'm curious of that, is because the car rides well already. Even with a spring that's broken and the isolators don't have any spaces in it, and you can clearly see that this car's lowered by like an inch or two from the other car. So it's going to be interesting to see how it does ride. I'm curious. So we're going to get the car on the lift. We're going to change the front brakes out, and then we're going to change the rear springs, and we should be good. Just to give you an idea how rusted this is, I replaced all the lug nuts so far except these, and these bolts will not come out because it's rusted. The wheel is rusted on. Ah, gosh. I'll be more than happy to pay labor to have somebody else do this. So luckily it's not me. So all the other ones, the other wheel came off just fine because I just replaced the lug nuts on this one. So, but look how much rust there is. Ah, Jason didn't let me know that he was over there. Thank you, Jason. No. No. Better not. So that's why I couldn't get the rotors off. These are the original rotors that came on the car. They never changed the rotors. I don't think they did, or maybe they did it once before, but it was years ago. So Jason's ready for, oh God. Oh, okay, okay. No. Yeah, you. I'll let them handle that. Yeah. German reliability. That too. This was a New York car, so. Oh, look at, man, I'm telling you. I just found out this man's age. You would have never thought. I'm not going to say his age for YouTube, but as you guys can see in there, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that spring's broken in half. The top part of it, oh my God. I was driving around on this for 13,000 miles.
It's fine.
No, it's not. That's terrible. Oh. So, as they're doing that, at least we have some new ones here. OEM replacements that we're going to pop right back in there. But the issue I want to point out real quick, and this is what I wanted to point out. See this rubber insulator? That's the issue with these. Water gets inside of these and it stays in there, and it starts to rot out the metal from the inside out. So that's why later on, put that back in the thing. Let me heat it up and cut it. That's why you have later on. That's why you have later on that pretty much these springs will do that. And that's a common Mercedes-Benz thing, apparently. So I appreciate these guys at Gran Turismo. Got Jason here. We got Alex. Come on, say hi. You know, oh, he's like, whoa. You're not used to an iPhone on you, Mo? Huh? You're not used to an iPhone on you, Mo, yet?
Yes, I am.
All right. But listen, guys, I'm going to let them finish up here. I'm going to let them finish up. He doesn't like when I talk, so he's purposely using power tools. But I'm going to let them finish up here. I'm getting out of their way so they can go home. It's Friday, and I'm the last car of the day. So I'm going to let them work, and then we will have it. I'm very curious to how this ML is going to drive afterwards. It's probably going to drive so much better. So I'm going to let them work, and then I'll give you a final look at the car. And we have another ML to compare it to, so I'm actually okay. And that's the, oh my God, look at, dude, it's just broken apart in many places. Dude, what? Wait, we need the rubber piece. Oh, this didn't even have it. Is the rubber piece just stuck on the body? Yeah. Leave it there. Yep. Leave it there. Leave it there. Just put the new one on. So serious. Oh man. Well, yay. Thank you. I'm like, no, because the car sagged, and I never understood why the car sagged in the rear. And I thought it was normal because it was still good, like, this is an SUV, so you think it's still good ride height. But then you see that, which is the same exact car as mine. This is also a 2009 ML. It is not a sport package car.
They're all too high. They just need to go low.
No, I mean, I would do, if I was really... Here's the thing with this car, right? This is only like a temporary thing for me. I'm not keeping it for long. But I did want to experience this car a lot. So, you know, and, you know, Jason's just pulling out all the aggressive tools. Oh, we got to take out the end link too? Yeah. Oh, you got it, because you got to get leverage. Oh. Well, we'll find out if I need end links tomorrow or not. Oh. That too. I'm going to let them work. They got it. I'm going to let them work. But guys, these are all the parts here. Shout out to FCP Euro. I got, like I said, I got all these parts. I ordered them on Sunday night. I was doing the brakes. I noticed that issue, and I wanted to address it right away. And then also the front brake stopped me because Jason said that it was very difficult to take everything off. But he's a manly man, so he got everything off with, you know, with some elbow grease. But they have a lift. They have the proper tools. I was doing it on the ground. So proper tools, you know. Probably. He calls people his tools, which is a little concerning. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, shout out to SCP Euro. I paid an extra $14. It usually is free shipping, but considering the fact I needed it a little quicker, I ordered these at midnight Sunday into Monday. I got them on Tuesday, ready to be put in the car today. So I appreciate you, Alex, for doing this today. And I appreciate the guys over here at Gran Turismo. Go ahead and check them out if you do want to. See, he's always answering the phone. Man's ready to do business, always. But I'm going to let them do their job, and then I'm going to go in here and wait, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit more stuff, and then we'll finally get the car done. All right, guys, so finally I am done. I went to Intrac just now, and I just voted. I went ahead, got the car sorted out. The suspension's done. The brakes are done. There's no more rust on those components where I can't take them off myself, which is great because I like doing work myself, but I do not like dealing with rust and components that should be easy to take off. Even those guys had a difficult time taking some of the stuff off. These Mercedes are notorious for the parts rusting to each other. So we put some anti-seize on. They put anti-seize on everything for the front brakes, and those are done. The car stops a lot better now. As far as the rear suspension with those springs, like I said, that was just, I'm glad that I did my own brakes. Because, and this is why I say DIY stuff is a little bit important. Oh, it's very important. But important in cases like this, because if you're taking something apart, you get to look at other things yourself and see that there's something else wrong, or if there's something else that needs to be changed. Like in this case, I saw the springs in the rear that were completely rusted and crumbling apart. It broke literally in half as soon as we took it out the car, as you saw. I think I showed you in the previous clip, but this is another day. So went to Intrac, then did the alignment, obviously, because we took the rear control arms apart, the sway, the end links out of the control arms.
We took the springs out, and then anytime you are altering the suspension or taking apart the suspension, you have to change you have to do an alignment. So I went to Intrac early this morning. You guys got to go there early because they're always very busy. Shout out to Pork and the rest of the team. Jason, Vern, you guys are always awesome at the Intrac family. I love you guys. I've been going to you guys for years. Even when I'm living out of state, I still go to you guys. They took care of the alignment. No issues, no problems. Very smooth, very quick. I was in and out within like 25 minutes, which is ideal because I went early. But the Mercedes-Benz is sorted, and it drives so much better now. But I'm happy. And we're finally done. The ML is coming along. So, guys, if you did like this video, I'm sorry it wasn't a full DIY, but I feel like I had to pull you guys in and just show you some of the bad with this car, too. It's not always good, but I'm taking care of it part by part, step by step. But if you guys did like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. You guys always remember that cars are our lifestyle.